I'm live.
You're live already.
I'm live. I'm a live wire.
We are live on Instagram. Cheers
Live
to
on
Sunday,
Instagram,
fam.
live on YouTube. What's going on, everybody?
Sunday before Christmas.
Sunday before Christmas. It's almost the end of 2025.
OMG.
Wow.
We're almost there, which means we're talking.
We're going to talk about things to not bring into 2026. A lot of people like to talk about what's the plan? What are we doing? What's going on? What are your goals? How are you starting off the year? We're going to talk about how not to start off the year. Things to leave behind in 2026. Now, we did something interesting here. We did not plan this.
We did, but we didn't.
We did, but we didn't. We had the idea, and I came up with a list of 9 things that I think we should leave behind. You came up with a list. Did you say you had 9 things too?
Also 9 things.
9 things. We're going to see what those are, if there's any that overlap.
I'm sure there will be.
Because I'm sure there will be. We have not discussed them with each other. She just sent me her list.
I'm excited for your list because I'm sure there are things I'm not thinking about that I've forgotten.
How hilarious would it be if they're all the same? They can't be.
They're not all going to be the same.
Because some of mine are like trends of them. Some of them are like mindset things too.
Okay.
So,
okay.
A little bit different.
Yeah. There's a lot of nuance in mine too.
And I just have to tell y'all can't see this on YouTube, somewhat on Instagram.
There it is.
But her legs are killing me right now. If I'm looking down like this throughout the entire video, it's
because I'm flexing and you're noticing.
Whew. Okay. Anything we want to talk about before we get into the actual topic? Besides keto brains and a reminder of April.
You want to talk about those first?
Well, what were you going to say? I am
working on my annual Grace and Grind Challenge.
Ooh,
this is now the 4th year we'll be doing it. Very exciting. Always kicks off in January. It is a habit refresh or reset. Yes. So recommitting to habits. It's not about following macros or any particular diet. It's not a carnivore challenge. It's not a keto challenge.
Do this and you have to start it over kind
it's
of thing.
Not day one, we're all going to do this together. It's about assessing for yourself the things that will move you forward. So it's about really...
It's a choose your own adventure.
It really is. It's about what do you need, identifying what's most important for you to move through 2026 the way you want to and get started on the right foot. So that will kick off January 5th, technically January 4th, Sunday the 4th.
And how do they have to join your Facebook group or like what's the...
Join my Facebook group, Keto Bikini Secrets on Facebook. We do the free challenge. This year it will be a 28-day, 4-week challenge through the month of January. So we'll wrap up on February 1st. So January 4th to February 1st. Join the Facebook group to participate in the free challenge, and there will be promotional rates to give the Keto Bikini Academy a try if you've never joined us and you want to upgrade to getting training and getting macros and doing the other things.
And having a community, etc.
The main challenge does not involve any of those things. So I will be sharing more details on my live tomorrow night on YouTube, my Monday night live. And I'll be dropping more details on all the socials. So look forward to that.
I don't think we have
one thing.
List. We have one thing that might be crossed over, but okay. I think I can tell.
It'll be a really good long list.
It'll be interesting, yeah. We got to not spend 2 hours on it.
We'll try.
Okay.
What about anything for you?
Keto brains for me? Oh, for me, no, because I'm just doing what I do.
You're done with your first trimester.
The first trimester of my doctorate, which, not that I'm pregnant.
You're pregnant with your doctorate.
I'm pregnant with my doctorate. My belly's, I'm not showing
it.
Your
baby is going to be
after year 1, then maybe I'll show a little bit.
That's so funny.
And then at the end, I'll, look, a doctorate. There it is. So there's 9 trimesters. So trimesters being a 4-month period. 9 trimesters in the program, 3 years total, and we just got done with the first one. So 8 more, it sounds like a lot, 8 more 4-month sessions.
Yeah. You're 1/9 of the way through.
1/9 of the way through, yeah. Still a little ways to go. But it's been fun. It's been enjoyable. There's, I think, 18 of us in our cohort. We've developed, starting to develop that, relationship, communication. We're all in a WhatsApp group talking and sharing cool. And complaining and struggling and pushing each other on, all those good things. So it's been fun. I did not accomplish my goal this year of publishing 3 papers.
You're so close.
I have 1 paper that was published. I have 1 paper that's waiting, and I have another paper that's been submitted and is in peer review, but it hasn't been published yet. So those will move into 2026, which now means I have 6 papers planned to be published next year. If I'm moving them in. So I did the work
That's
now,
right.
But publishing.
It's so close to being ready. A lot of them will
they're
be published
close to be ready.
Like Q1.
I would hope, yeah,
Yeah.
that they would be published Q1. So 3 papers are like ready. They're right there. So hopefully January, no later than February, they actually get done, which then I would have 3 papers planned for next year. And I will give you guys a heads up because 2 of them I think are going to be frigging awesome for regular people.
Okay.
One of them is more for the scientific community as a whole. Most people don't really, well, I don't think they might, because it's a paper that is going to be defining all the stuff I've been talking about lately as far as where does science get it wrong with ketogenic research. So
Okay.
anybody that's interested in, how come everyone keeps saying keto's bad for performance? It's because of these 5 or 6 issues.
Oh, I love that. I'm so excited about that.
These are the reasons why, and this is how we fix it in research. So it's not for the it's not really applicable, but it is because it's for the people doing research to say, hey, this isn't the same, right? The other 2 studies, though, are, one is a case study, and I just got validation, affirmation, acknowledgement from the participant that she's willing to do it.
Okay.
And that is a master's CrossFit athlete, competitive master's CrossFit athlete who is not currently ketogenic, who currently uses carbs, who is willing to follow a proposed protocol that I've developed on transitioning to a ketogenic diet. So we're going to do it's a 14-week study, 12 weeks of intervention. We're going to track and monitor the whole thing. So that's being planned right now. I'm talking about it because I really want to make sure it happens. And that will be super cool to see what is a protocol. And here's why this is important. It's a protocol that's designed for ketogenic adaptation by someone who understands ketogenic adaptation.
Yeah, yeah.
It's not a protocol that's being applied to general athletes by people who don't understand what ketogenic metabolic profile looks like. So it's going to include things and be done in a way that's different than any other other one has done
what you just mentioned, without all those limitations that we currently have on a lot of the research.
Right. And unfortunately, it's only one person, but I think it will be a really good initial springboard. That's a great way. A really good initial, like, hey, wait a second.
This is how we need to be looking at things.
That's assuming it works and her performance improves and there's no whatever, right?
Yeah.
Now, even if her performance doesn't improve, we're also doing things like recovery and quality of life stuff, and we're doing some other things too, because again, I don't know if performance will improve, but I do know that there's some things that will.
Well, what would be really cool is if at the end of this, she decides she wants to continue, and then you could do
another one, like, hey, 12 months later, right?
Yeah, because even 12 weeks is short.
Right.
For full adaptation, right? To really start seeing the benefits, you're likely not going to see that until after the 12 weeks.
Right. So I'm fully expecting it to be very impactful. And then the second one, which everybody I think is going to be into this one. And I actually just locked in all of the studies we're looking at. So we've narrowed down from over 200 studies to right now we have 58 studies that we have to pull all the data out of and analyze. But we're going to be looking at length of adaptation to performance outcome.
Okay.
So this is going to be, I'm intending on it to be a meta-analysis. So it's going to be a high level of validity to basically say, look, here's 58 studies that have been done over the past 20 years almost. And here's all the protocols, here's what they did, and here's what it means for performance in strength or performance in endurance or whatever else. And based on the length of the adaptation, here's what happened to the performance.
Gotcha.
So that will be super cool because that is what we need to say, hey, we probably need longer interventions. We probably need more time because what I expect to find is that the shorter durations have either negative or no change, and the longer durations have either no change or improvement.
Yes, I agree.
So that's kind of what we're expecting to see, but we'll see how it goes. So that's super cool. That's what I got going on. I like writing, guys, in case you haven't figured it out. I am obsessed with writing.
He really is.
I can't not
Constantly.
be doing something. Most of these papers we weren't planning on attacking until like March. And I'm like, I can't not do something. This week, this holiday break between school and waiting on papers to get published, I'm like,
him.
Give me something to do. Yeah. Okay. If you're on, thank you for being on, and make sure you ask questions because those that ask questions get rewarded with Keto Brains if your name is picked. Not everybody that asks a question gets Keto Brains. I got to make sure.
But you have to ask a question to be eligible.
You have to be accurate, exactly.
To win. So comment, ask questions, stay till the end, and we will pick a winner to get a free bag of Keto Brains.
Let's see who's on. Don't bring these things into 2025. Juliana, 2026. Pamela's on. Carnivore Muscle John, all right.
John was having a hard time commenting for some reason, but now
he can comment. Okay.
Got it.
Good morning. Stephanie's on. Okay. Let's go. Let's do your first one.
Okay. Do you want to go back and forth? Do you want to one at a time?
Because then we'll probably talk about similar things, even though we didn't label them the same. Right. Okay. Yeah. So what's the first thing on your list, dear? What should we not bring into 2026?
The very first thing that popped into my head was like the biggest trend this year, unfortunately, the damn sugar diet.
Right. I almost don't even want to mention it.
There's so much we could put under this umbrella. A lot of these
are overlapping.
Are like there's so much under the umbrella. But the sugar diet really being a how do I get quick weight loss? Mm-hmm. And it could be called the FGF21 craze and, fasting craze. I mean, there's so much that can go under that, but basically eating nothing but this thing to trigger this thing that makes you lose weight faster.
Yeah.
That's my frustration.
Okay. So would that be in my list? I have fasting challenges.
Yes, 100%.
Would that be the same thing?
There you go.
Okay.
So yeah, I bet a lot of ours, like you said, they'll be the same thing, but named
differently.
Yeah.
Okay, so fasting challenges, that's another one, right? Like I'm just going to eat this for 2 weeks or a week or whatever.
Sardines only, eggs only.
Right. Which, here's the thing. I was thinking about the sardine thing. And I was watching Dr. Boz on Diary of a CEO, where she was explaining the sardine thing.
Yeah.
There's a specific reason that has nothing to do with why everyone else is doing it. Right? She uses it as an introductory method for people to help get them into ketosis. At the beginning of their journey, it's not something that it's like, hey, I've been doing this for 2 years and I'm not losing weight.
Oh, you mean later, yeah.
Right? And I'm going to go on the sardine fast. So that's not how she's using it, guys. Right? And this is the context of people understanding what people are doing and why they're doing it.
Right. So the whole context conversation we always have, right? Trying to get magical benefits from something without really understanding the nuances of where did that come from?
Where did that
Exactly.
come from?
Yes.
Like you say, you talk about with the 75 hard. That was an Andy Frisella. I'm crazy. I'm a psychotic man who needs to do something drastic to get my ass moving. And I'm going to come up with this thing because that's what I need. I need this extreme, but for his personality
Yep.
to get where he wants to go. And now it's become a thing that everybody's doing, and it doesn't apply to half the people that are trying to do it.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's can be
Right?
dangerous for
It's
people.
like
Yeah.
David Goggins. It's the
Yep.
same thing. He's a psychopath. That the idea of pushing yourself, the idea of being hard on yourself, fine, that's great. There are times where that's applicable, but that shouldn't be your lifestyle.
You know what? I'm surprised
Right?
this didn't get on my list because my number one gripe, always and forever, all or nothing mentality.
Oh my God. No pain, no gain.
That's
all or
where
nothing.
those things come from. And that's where the fasting
Extremes.
challenges come
Extremes.
from. Oh, I can't stick to keto, so I have to go carnivore.
Right.
I can't stick to carnivore, so I have to go lion.
Right.
I can't stick to lion, so I have to fast. I can't do this because if I give myself an inch, I take a yard. So let me take the inch away and now do the absolute extreme because it's the only thing that works. And the fact is, none of that stuff is what worked. It was that you chose to do something, you had an intention, and you followed through with it.
You stuck with it. Can I ad-lib something on the list?
Yeah.
It wasn't on my list. But let's not bring into 2026 that the diet is going to fix you.
Okay, I just spilled all over myself.
Okay, let's keep that in 2025. Okay?
You
are the only person that can control where you end up.
You are the magic pill, like we always say.
Your head, the way you think about things, the decisions that you make, your expectations, your perceptions, and the decisions that you make, your beliefs, all of that is what determines your progress. So
if you think you can't stick to something, you won't stick to it.
Relying on a challenge or someone else to tell you what to do is never going to get you where you want to go.
This is why I do Grace and Grind every year. The Grace and Grind challenge is about not applying some arbitrary rules that somebody else made to your journey because you need that to make progress.
Yep.
It's about creating your own boundaries, goals, targets, habits, expectations based on what makes sense for your context.
Right. So I'm not sure. I hope we got that point across.
I would say it goes right into the next one on my list.
But I'm looking at this one and this one. Mm-hmm. I'm wondering if that's kind of the same as this one.
Yep.
Okay, so I coined a phrase recently.
Those two are not both.
Just the evidence-based one, the second one? Okay.
Let's leave that for later. Let's go into the...
I want to jump around all over the place.
But it makes sense. It flows.
Diet labels over diet quality.
Yes.
Let's leave that in 2025.
Let's leave that in 2025. I'm carnivore. So-and-so
Stop identifying with an arbitrary definition of how you make your meals.
Or making your diet your entire personality. That's where all this latest BS around who's leaving carnivore and this person's no longer carnivore. And none of that would happen if you didn't build your entire personality around a diet label. And now when you make one change, it completely changes everything because you can't call yourself XYZ anymore. Identity, tying up your identity with the way you eat.
Right. This may not resonate with people, but I see this. What if, let's just do this as a hypothetical. What if we identified with what we were able to do and how we experience life instead of what we ate or how we worked out? What if we shifted? And this is really the core of my focus on the fitness side of things, where fitness is freedom. I don't want, and this is also why I'm not a aesthetic. I don't flaunt things. I'm not about how I look on the intermediate, on the
as much as I try to get you to take your shirt off.
Because my goal, I don't want the focus to be on looking a certain way. I want it to be on living a certain way. I want people to understand that how you live your life is what you should base your identity on. Because here's the thing. If you're struggling with where to go, your identity should be who you are, not what you do.
Babe.
Right? So if you're focusing everything about your identity on the things that you're doing, I'm eating this way, I'm a CrossFitter, I'm a this, I'm a that. I am a freely active and engaging person in the life and environment around me. I can do what I want to do. I can go where I want to go. I can enjoy what I want to enjoy. I can hang out with the people I want to hang out with. I can be in a room with pizza, French fries, and ice cream and not feel stressed because I have no control over myself. When I can live the way that I want to live, then I can have a free identity. The more you label who you are, the more you lock yourself into a specific lifestyle. That's not freedom.
We've talked about that a lot in the academy this year. A lot of the ladies just have no idea who they are if you take away the labels, right? Mom, wife,
Ooh.
Career, job identity, sport that you play,
Yep.
diet that you follow. You take these things away. Who are you at your core? Most people can't answer that question.
It's really hard. It's really hard because it's so easy to get yourself wrapped. For years, I was the gym owner, right? I don't know if you guys have heard the story about when I lost the gym, when I sold the gym. I had months of depression because I didn't know who I was without the gym. Like, I'm a CrossFit gym owner. That is who I am. Well, not anymore.
Yeah, if you base your identity on something external to you, then if that's no longer present, what happens when you become an empty nester?
Right.
What happens if you get a divorce? What happens if, right, that was same time he was going through that with his gym.
Right, divorce, sell the gym.
I left my career and I sold my home, and it was like, I'm no longer a homeowner. I'm no longer a
career woman. I don't have a career path.
And that particular career, defining who I was and where I was on the ladder of, that
profession,
industry. Yeah. And that same thing, we went through this identity crisis. It's the best thing you can ever do to go through an identity crisis, to really start asking the questions. If all this was taken away from me, then who am I? You have nothing left but to look inward. What kind of person am I? I wanted to share a story that I heard, the best call-in question on Mind Pump the other day. I haven't listened to Mind Pump as often because a lot of what they talk about now is very repetitive in terms of, really speaking to beginners. I'm like, okay, it's the same thing over and over, but this was so good. A woman called in and talked about, she was about 19% body fat. She talked about how she felt best at 14% body fat. And I'm thinking in my head, oh God, I hope they call this out. And sure enough, Sal called it out so hard. He was like, tell me how you felt at 14% body fat. And she immediately starts talking about the photos she sent to them and how her body looked. And he was like, wait. Without talking about how you looked, about what your body looked like, how did you feel at 14% body fat? And now she starts talking about, I had more energy, I slept better. He said, I don't believe you.
Nope.
This was 100% body image. And it's a distorted body image where you think you felt better physically
because you liked
the way you looked better.
Yeah.
And then they got into all of the, what she really needs to be doing. She was overtraining, right? It was
Imagine that. How have we
what you have to do in your lifestyle to
stay there?
maintain that level of ideal body composition that you're thinking was best for you is not sustainable. What you had to do that, you were running yourself, and this is why she couldn't. Her body stopped responding to what she was doing, and they were
was
like,
killing herself.
Yeah, exactly. And
This
it
is
required a mindset shift, and they encouraged her to work with someone psychologically to overcome these body composition, body image issues. Because the fact is, they were like, I bet if we saw the pictures of what she looked like now, we would all say she looks better at 19%.
Here's a mindset reframe that I want people to understand. Most athletes that you see that are super lean are not super lean because they're trying to be. They're super lean because their activity level is 10 times higher than yours.
And
They
five
are
times
not
higher than what it should be.
And they are not they are outside the bounds of what we would naturally be. Okay?
Yeah.
Natural healthy body fat percentage is not going to get you on the cover of a magazine.
That's the problem.
Okay?
So when
you look at all of these people, and I'm specifically talking about athletes, because here's the thing.
Yeah.
And this is something that I've learned over the past few years, and I'm getting into the science of now. Body fat is actually protective of performance. So many athletes who are super lean actually aren't performing as well as they could as if they had more body fat, which is another reason why they're eating all these carbs, because they have no energy, they have no access to it. So body fat, if you want to actually perform and be healthy, is protective of metabolic flexibility, of reduced inflammation, of all of these other things. So if your goal is actually quality of life and health improvement, being super lean is counter to that. It's okay. So seriously, being super lean is not where you want to go. Being healthy and being super lean aren't the same thing.
Nope.
Okay. So what are you really trying to do? What are you really trying to do?
The best bodybuilders, for example, who have stood the test of time and are, able to continue in the sport for decades, have figured this out, and this is why they take long off seasons, and they're not constantly prepping for shows and staying lean all the time.
Because you have to have that.
Yeah.
So, okay. That was deep.
Yep.
Diet labels over quality.
What was next on your list?
So, first on my list, we haven't even touched my list yet. So I have a phrase that I coined in one of my internal rants that I haven't posted about, but every once in a while I get these things. I'll wake up in the morning, or we'll have a conversation, or something will hit me and I'll come out and rant about something. And the phrase tabloid science.
I love that.
Is something that I would love people to start using in conversation and posts, #tabloid science. Because most of what we see on social media and on the internet is not actual science, because it's content, right? Actual science is what happens in literature, in publications, in institutions, in conferences, and in the discourse of those people who are contributing to the general body of knowledge and trying to move science forward. What we see on social media is people making content using science as a topics generator. That's it.
Views and clicks.
Views and clicks. It's generating content for them. So there are a lot of things in social media and the internet that we tend to focus on that aren't actually moving anybody anywhere.
Yeah.
Right? It's benefiting the content creator, but it's not benefiting you. Here's an example. This goes to the sugar diet thing. Okay. Sugar diet is a really great example. Tabloid science is focusing most of the time. Tabloid science, you can tell if it's tabloid science because they're focusing on a mechanism. They're focusing on a single enzyme or hormone or
it's the magic pill
peptide or
concept.
whatever it is. And if you can
This one thing.
optimize this for fat loss, right? The sugar diet, you brought that up. The entire conversation about FGF21 and optimizing it by increasing your carb and sugar intake to make your body burn more fat is tabloid science, right? It is one mechanism in isolation without considering the 18 million other things that you have to live with as a human being, and how implementing whatever protocol you're going to do to make that one mechanism work is totally going to fuck up the rest of your life. That's tabloid science.
Yep.
Right? Mechanistic, it's also called mechanistic fallacy. Looking at a mechanism in absence of the whole. How does everything play into this conversation? Because you are not a mechanism. You are a combination of thousands of mechanisms. And making a change in one is going to have downstream effects in others. Right? So tabloid science, to me, I wish it's not going to happen. This is just me wishfully thinking. I really wish we could leave it. Just leave it behind and focus on what can you do in your life. So if I'm an influencer, or I'm a content creator, and I say, hey, I read about this thing, how does it work in applied science or in someone's real life? What can we do? Right? Maybe there is some way to say, hey, maybe if you just focus on protein in general, you're going to see this benefit. And here's a mechanism that could explain why you're seeing that benefit. But I'm not going to build my lifestyle around the mechanism. I'm going to build my lifestyle around the concepts. Where have you heard that before? Right? The concepts of why things work, not the specifics of how they work in the nitty-gritty of everything. We're too focused down here.
And that was on my list as science-based everything.
Science-based everything.
Science-based lifting has recently had a bit of a death on social media.
Death.
And I hope that it stays dead and buried.
Dead. Yeah.
But I don't think it will either. I think it'll come back. They'll let the dust settle.
They'll let the dust settle and then,
and then they'll come back with all this. Yeah. The biggest one that drives me crazy is all the science-based lifting. Like, is the lengthened or the partial reps more beneficial? Right. Like, so now we're building entire programs off of lengthened partials and,
right. And
isometric.
And this is the thing. You got me thinking. So yes, we're building entire programs off of this, which means if we're going to hit all of the aspects of the most optimal performance,
we're leaving things on the table.
I have to be at the gym for 5 hours.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Because I fit it all in. And this is what happens when you focus on the tabloid science or the mechanistic fallacy or the evidence or the science-based whatever.
How many sets per week for body part and what split is the best? And now we're only ever going to do this one split because it's better than the others scientifically, because this one study that looked at quad strength with only leg extensions is telling us that? Okay, what about everything else?
Right. What about all the other stuff? What about the things I have to do in my life? What about fitting in? This is where we get into, I'm going to do a program to get in shape. So I'm going to do this fast and this schedule and this workout. And you're trying to...
There's a way it all works together, guys.
Build your life around 18 mechanisms instead of looking at, hey, how can I just make good decisions? And by the way, these decisions in general will overlap with those mechanisms anyways.
Yes.
It's like,
do I
need to focus on 3 mechanisms to optimize these pathways, or can I just eat an extra egg at breakfast?
Or if I look at my training and I realize I've only ever done 30 reps at 2-pound dumbbells, then maybe there's an improvement I can make before I go to lengthen freaking partials.
Right. Basics. This
Context.
is the core. Basics, guys.
Basics and context.
Lock in the basics before you start getting super complicated. Okay. These definitely are things. I'm feeling some energy here. These are definitely some things we want to leave behind.
All right, let's do another one from your list.
From my list?
Yeah.
Um,
Oh.
You ready for this one?
Yeah, let's do it.
Step counts are not fitness. Okay, and this goes into a bigger thing, similar to what we were talking about, but there's a lot of research that's done where they conclude or they recommend or they talk about a specific test or a specific activity that indicates an increased risk of something or an increased improvement in something, right? Oh, if you spend more time working, and this is on my list too, so I might as well bring it up now. The more time you spend, if you spend at least, 20 to 30 minutes a day or 3 or 4 times a week in zone 2, you increase your longevity, right? If you spend the grip strength is a indicator of longevity. And guys, just because they tested a specific exercise or movement or activity and somehow weaved a correlation to an indicator or a proxy for a health marker or longevity doesn't mean that one thing is what you should focus all your energy on.
That's the magic again.
Okay? Getting in your step count, getting in the 5,000, 6,000, 10,000 steps a day is not something that is a hard and fast, you have to do this every day or you're going to die. Because guess what? You're going to die anyways. Okay? So stressing out over your step count is keeping you from improving the other things that you could do to actually live better. What if instead of trying to get 15,000 steps every day, you try to just generally move more and go to the gym and build some muscle?
You know what? I remember.
Right. Here's because we see this happen because I want to get this thought out. How many clients have you had who instead of going to the gym to lift will spend an hour walking just to get their steps? They'll not go to the gym.
You want to make a guess at what I was about to say?
Is that what you're about to say?
I'll never forget a private client.
What are we doing?
Where we started her new training program and she was bummed out because the hour she spent training took away from her step count. Now she couldn't get her steps in. And
guys,
struggling
leave it away. Leave it.
Struggling to let go of that in favor of the thing that was going to completely change her life.
Yep.
And this also gets back to what you were talking about with the athletes and this obsession over being leaner, this obsession over being smaller and having a certain body fat percentage or being petrified of putting on weight. So you're on your walking pad on your computer for 4 hours a day to get 20,000 steps in your day. No regular human being is going to accidentally get 20,000 steps in a day. If you're getting 20,000 steps or more, and so many of you are out there doing this, you are stressing yourself out to do so.
Yep.
You are forcefully, and this was another thing they addressed on that mind pump with that chick who was trying to get down to 14% body fat. They were like, she said, "Oh, what about step count? Should I hit a certain step count?" And they were like, "I'm more interested in how you're getting to that step count." And that's always going to be my take with a client. Would it be difficult for you to stay under 10,000 steps because you have kids and you've got laundry and you've got housework and you're doing this stuff all the time and you would have to stop living your life a certain way to keep your step count down? Then by all means, get your 10,000 steps. And for most people who have these active lives, 10,000 steps is easy and simple and it's just a part of your life. The people that I'm more concerned about are you have 1,500 steps a day because you're sitting on your ass all day. You need to do something to intentionally move more. That will benefit your life. For the people who are getting 15 to 20,000 steps or more, you are going out of your way to do that. And I don't want you doing that because now it's taking away from your quality of life.
Yeah. Guys, step count is not fitness. Okay? Getting your steps in should be something that you can include in an overall plan, but it should not be the basis of your plan. I will say this, I've said this before, and I will say it again. The basis of every fitness plan should be getting fucking stronger. If you are not first focused on getting stronger, nothing else is going to matter. That's just how it is. You have to get stronger. You have to build resilience in your body in order for the other stuff to stack on top and benefit you.
And you know what we do in a bodybuilding prep? When you're cutting and you're training, we actually have to manage step count, activity level outside of training very carefully because it impacts your recovery. Yeah. When you are, and how many of you are out there chasing fat loss, chasing weight loss, right? So you're eating less and you're trying to eat less and move more like you've been told your whole life.
Yeah.
What you're doing is you're not giving your body enough of what it needs to stay the same. That's how you lose fat. So what's happening when you're jacking up the cardio, jacking up the step count, eating less, you're putting more stress on your body, you're making it more difficult to recover, and now you're not getting the beneficial adaptations of your training. So for bodybuilding style prep, I have told clients, okay, you need to cut that out. I've done this with Mary Grace. We had to pull her back because they walk a lot.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, now your body's not going to recover the way we need it to. We need to pull your step count down.
Right. How many people have you worked with who struggle tracking their macros but seem to always know exactly where their step counts are? What are you focusing on, guys?
Shift the priorities.
Shift the priorities. Yeah. Okay.
All right. That might lead into my next one on my list.
That's going to be fun.
Oh.
Cortisol fears?
No, the next one. Let's
Skinny trend?
Skinny trend. So.
Well, let's do both of these together. That's kind of all three of these kind of, because these are the same.
That's where those came from.
Okay.
Yes. So let's start with this skinny trend. This is like super fresh. It's a fresh trend. The celebrities getting dangerously skinny.
Oh my God, I don't understand.
Well, how many celebrities we're seeing now look anorexic? It's scary.
Let's not even put anorexic. They just look frail.
Frail, yeah.
They look skin literally like if you bump into them, they will fall apart.
Yes. And what's happening is we're starting to see this resurgence. I think it's coming from the celebrities. In like the whole heroin chic, skinny 80s, 1980s
Wow, I haven't heard
thing.
that in a long time.
That's what's happening.
Yeah.
There's a lot of that happening again. And it's cropping up on, it's the scary thing is it's cropping up in like the Gen Z influencers. You're starting to see the skinny talk, the skinny TikTok.
Really?
Influencers
I hadn't noticed that.
Talking about being skinny and things you can do to be skinny. And for them, it's new because for a while there, it's been great that the fitness influencer trend for the most part for women has been
get stronger,
getting thick, getting, building a booty, getting stronger, embracing lifting. And I've been like, yes, I'm so happy that this is in the next generation. And now, unfortunately, this next generation is now leaning back into what so many of us remember from the 80s and 90s of
right.
What was called heroin chic. The supermodel, what was it? What they called the supermodels back then? It was like, there was a term for like that. I guess supermodel, because that since the influencer age has come up, the supermodels of the past have kind of gone down. Yeah. It used to be that we were we were all looking at these runway supermodels.
Right. Unless you're in fashion, nobody knows who supermodels are these days.
Anymore, but they were
know who all the
celebrities back in
fitness
the day.
celebrities, fitness
Yes.
influencers are. Right.
So it's scary to those of us in our 40s and 50s who remember that, oh no, this is starting to come back.
Which is interesting because there was it fashion? There was something recently, a fashion show somewhere, where it seemed like most of the models that they used weren't supermodels. They were fitness influencers, and it was much more thickness, more strength, more curves, things like that. So that's interesting to see that I haven't noticed. I mean, we have different feeds, I'm sure, although a lot of things on our feeds are similar.
Yes.
Minus the
I'm seeing it more on TikTok than on I think I've curated my Instagram feed, so I don't really see it so much.
Nothing but
it's a lot of cats and bodybuilding.
Cats and bodybuilding, all right.
But TikTok, I'm starting to notice some
the
of that.
skinny trend kind of goes along with, and I'm wondering, because I've seen this meme, if the beautiful at any size trend has gone away with GLP-1s, right? So now I haven't heard anybody talking about that because
there's a lot less.
All of the celebrities and everybody talking about beauty at any size now is on GLP-1s, talking about how awesome their lives are. Well, wait a second. What happened last year?
Yeah. We are seeing the pendulum swing.
So and if that's it's beauty at any size, why are you even on a GLP-1?
That goes back to what we were talking about before, the all or nothing and the drastic things, right? The pendulum swings from one direction to the other. It went from healthy at any size.
That's it, healthy at any size.
Yeah, it was healthy at any size and no need to change. And then the whole fatfluencer, watch me eat all the things. I mean, people were literally
mukbangs.
And then people were literally dying.
Yep.
And now we're going
a handful of them, a few of them. Yeah.
Young influencers that put on
hundreds
insane amounts of weight and literally, unfortunately, lost their lives. And now we're going, unfortunately, all the way to the other extreme again. And that's what's happening with these celebrities, right? They're on these GLP-1 drugs. They never should have been on them in the first place because they were not. They did not need them. Yeah. And now they're just getting skinnier and skinnier, and it's getting very scary. So I put the next one on my list was the GLP-1 craze, and it's more because, I'm not anti GLP-1 drugs, but there's a time and a place, and there's a population, and there's a how. There's a how they should be used that is careful and strategic and in a part of a greater
picture. Well, it's the same
process.
It's the same discussion. It's the mechanism versus the whole individual. And that's where, again, I'm not against them. I do think many people are not using them for the right reasons.
And they're not using them in the right way.
And I do think that, I'll just say this. Nobody is in any condition of health or body composition due to a lack of GLP-1s. You don't have a GLP-1 deficiency, right? No, there are things that you can do to improve your naturally produced GLP-1s, or the things that you are doing that may be repressing your natural production of GLP-1s, but you don't have a deficiency because there's something biologically wrong genetically with you, right? There are lifestyle choices that you can make to improve your GLP-1 profile. That being said, taking them additionally or supplementing with GLP-1s can be a tool to help people get to a certain point, to help people work through whatever other things they have going on, right? So as a tool, just like anything else, if you use it properly, it can be beneficial. If you use it improperly, it's not going to be beneficial.
So I should really title this GLP-1 abuse.
Ooh, there we go.
Because that's what we're seeing. We're seeing abuse. People are abusing it. And
it's not, and this is the sad part that we'll never get away from, and that is most of the people pushing GLP-1s are not caring about the people
It's a
that
cash
are
grab.
using it. It's a cash
Yeah.
grab.
Yep.
Right? It's, oh, we can sell GLP-1s now. I mean, Mind Pump now has GLP-1s. Right? There's almost no place that you can go that doesn't have some kind of GLP-1 product now.
Yep. Well,
It's crazy.
and I think, I mean, there are products out there that I'm interested in from an educational standpoint, from educational institutions that certified trainers and nutritionists and that are training you on GLP-1s because it's here. It's here to stay, fortunately or unfortunately, however you want to look at that. And probably all practitioners are out there feeling this pressure because you might be left behind as a coach, as a trainer, if you don't understand the implications. And I think it's important to understand the implications and to educate yourself as a trainer or coach because you're going to have clients on them, whether or not you offer them to your clients or not, whether you're certified for that or you have the licensure for that or not. I think it's important for all coaches to understand the implications so that you can help your clients navigate it and make decisions about whether or not it's right for them.
Yeah. I mean, it's just crazy when you think about beauty boutiques are now selling GLP-1s.
Oh, absolutely.
It's like, come get your Botox and a GLP-1 at the same time. It's like,
yeah, they were the first ones.
What,
Same thing with HRT.
What do
a
they,
lot
like,
of HRT, y'all, is being
sense.
offered by
non-health professionals.
Med spas,
Yeah, med spa, non-health professionals.
Because all they need is a licensed professional associated with that clinic that gives them the right to do it. Yeah.
So, okay.
Scary. And the next one on my list then was the peptide craze. And this goes along with the whole magic pill concept.
Right.
I'm not against peptides. In fact, in many ways, certain peptides, because there's a million different peptides, I think the number one thing I want to die is, hey, what do you think about peptides? Hey, should I try peptides? Hey, yay or nay about peptides? Y'all, there are like a million peptides.
80 million peptides. What are you talking about?
Which one for which, what are you trying to accomplish? What are you asking?
Are you doing the basics first?
Just like supplements.
Anytime you want to come to your coach and say, hey, I heard X or I read this, what do you think? If your coach's first question isn't why and are you doing the basics first, right? Because we get people like, oh, I heard this. Like, well, you haven't hit your macros in 3 weeks. Why are you looking at this, right? You haven't completed a workout in a month. You haven't sent a form check in 6 months. Well, you're not doing the basics with your coach or in the program that you're in, but you're spending all this time looking at all of these other things. That tells us you are not focused on your goal.
Woo!
Or your goal isn't a real goal.
Or it's
and all you're doing and all you're trying to do is lose weight.
Lose weight,
right?
Yeah, 100%.
Whatever.
Every
so,
time. Yeah.
Basics first.
All right.
There was something else I was going to say that I can't remember what it was now. But okay. This one's a little fun.
What you got next?
This one's a little fun for me.
Oh, I don't know what are you going to say? Everybody should be doing it?
Yes.
No. I disagree.
I would love, this is my personal opinion, okay? I think there are more people who should be trying CrossFit than are. I work with a lot of people, have worked with a lot of people, I'm not working with people now, have worked with a lot of people who just need a couple of things. They need someone else to come up with their program. They need a place that they can go where they feel safe, where they have a community. They need someone to visually eyeballs on their movement. And they need a general program that's not going to lock them into one specific thing. They need general movement. They need functional patterns. They need strength. They need endurance. They need a lot of overall things. And they need someone who can show them how to scale the movement for where they are, right? We can do that virtually, but it can be done a lot better when you actually have a coach right there who is trained and has the experience to walk you through those things. And I'm not going to say, I used to say that CrossFit's for everybody. I know it's not for everybody, but I do think that most people should at least try it. I do think that there is a place for more people to be in CrossFit. If you can get over the stigma of CrossFit and thinking what CrossFit is, because it's very likely that what you think CrossFit is isn't what CrossFit is. If you're looking at the games and you're looking at what you see on social media about these hugely jacked, strong men and women who are doing all this crazy stuff, that is not CrossFit. Okay, that is
an aspect.
Football. That is the NFL compared to let's get a bunch of people in our backyard and toss the ball around a little bit. That's CrossFit, right? CrossFit is there's a gym on your corner. There's 50 to 150 people at our gym members who go in there 2 or 3 or 4 days a week to try and improve their quality of life. Some of them can do a burpee, some of them cannot. Some of them can step up on a box, some of them can jump on a box. Some of them can bend down and touch their toes, some of them cannot, right? Some of them can do a squat with 300 pounds. Some of them can barely squat with no extra weight to a box, right? That is what CrossFit is all about, and it's about improving every day over time with a community of other people who live in your area so you can associate with other people who are like-minded physically in the same space, right? And then having someone, a coach or a handful of coaches that you can trust to help you get better. So in general, that is my pitch for why I think you should all go out and try CrossFit. That is all. More CrossFit.
You should do a follow-up on how to find a good CrossFit gym. How do you know?
Yeah.
Like maybe what are the criteria you should look for?
I actually did have a blog at one point that broke that all down, but I can do a video.
So what we could say that your leave behind in 2025 is
fear of CrossFit.
Fear of CrossFit or the stigma. Right. Yeah, the CrossFit stigma. Because you know, and you've said this before, that it's the bad CrossFit gyms, because there are bad trainers and bad gyms out there that are not doing things the way they should be, that are under the CrossFit name, licensure, whatever you call it, and giving it a bad name.
Yeah. And it's just like anywhere. If you go to any gym, you're going to find a bad trainer. If you go to any mixed martial arts gym, you're going to find bad instructors. If you go to anything that you do is going to potentially have someone who doesn't know what they're doing and shouldn't be doing what they're doing. Period. Yoga, it doesn't make a difference. Yeah, right?
Absolutely. Yeah.
How many times have you been to a yoga class and you're like, what the hell is this person doing? Right? I have no idea what they're doing. So that the stigma around CrossFit, and just a little history because people may not know this. If you've heard bad things about CrossFit, it's because the institutions in the fitness space specifically targeted and produced, oh my God, research papers that were falsified, past peer review, claiming that CrossFit was more dangerous than every other sport.
Wow.
They actually got sued in 2019. CrossFit sued them. They won the suit and got like $4 million in reparations or something like that. And the judge in their verdict basically said this was the most egregious abuse of whatever. Like they basically said this is the worst case of malpractice and slander and falsified information in science that he's ever seen.
Wow. Jeez.
Right. And the research that's been done since then has shown that CrossFit as a sport is no less injury prone. The rates of injury are the same or less than most other sports.
Wow.
So if you've heard, and this was a common phrase for a while by chiropractors and physical therapists, like, oh, I love CrossFit. It gives me clients all the time. No, that's not how it works. Right? Because I guarantee you that the physical therapist that you go to or that you know of has more runners and bikers. Mm-hmm. I guarantee you they have more runners and bikers that come see them than they do people that do CrossFit. I'll put $1,000 on that. I guarantee it. Because running and biking, you think CrossFitters are crazy.
Yeah, it's true.
Right?
You know what
Those
I'll
guys,
say?
whoo.
It ain't bodybuilders.
No, it's not.
Maybe for regular chiropractic adjustments.
Right.
But no, not because of injuries.
Right. And again, goal specific, but if you're looking for general fitness and you want to get a broad range of things, and again, I can't stress, it's one of the only places where you're going to go and you're going to get those eyeballs on, hands on, learn how to move your body, right? That is the core basis of everything that CrossFit is about, is movement.
You know what I want to add to this? Or I think it's not even an addition. This would be similar vein, but stop avoiding physical therapy.
Oh my God. Okay, we're gonna leave 2025 with avoiding. Yes, stop avoiding. Thank you. That is awesome.
I just can't tell you.
You just had somebody. You just had this.
I had this. I have it all the time.
Yeah.
I have it all the time. Particularly, I want to address this piece, right? Yes, it's going to cost you money to go to physical therapy.
Yep.
Maybe your deductible doesn't cover it. Maybe you don't have the money left in your budget for your health care, whatever it might be. I pay out of pocket. I've paid out of pocket for PT the last couple of years. I have no problem doing that because it's a priority to me. I want you to consider this because I think people think about physical therapy differently than they would other medical issues. When I had a cyst rupture and I was in the most excruciating pain of my life, we did not hesitate to go to the emergency room. I did not know what my bill was going to be. I didn't check the insurance. I didn't tell Bronson before he took me to the ER, oh, will you pull up I'm in so much pain I can't see straight, I'm about to pass out. Pull up my insurance so I can figure out how much it's going to cost me. We just went. If you have a dental emergency, you are going to go get that taken care of and deal with the bills later. Any medical emergency, you're going to go figure it out first and deal with the bills later. But when it comes to physical therapy, you take it or leave it. You'll get surgery before you get physical therapy. And when they prescribe you physical therapy after your surgery, you end it early or you don't do the exercises at home. And then what happens later? You still have this imbalance. You still have this injury that never healed properly. Or you're painfully going through your training and pushing through it despite an injury that won't go away and you won't go to physical therapy to deal with it.
Here's why this is a problem. One of the reasons why it's a problem. Number one, you're never going to get better if you don't get somebody who specializes in helping you fix that. Number two, particularly when your coach is remote, we are not physical therapists, and unless you are a private one-on-one client, our programs, our systems, we are not built, nor do we have the time to try and change a program that we've developed for a group of people, right? To fit you specifically because you want an adjustment because instead of going to a physical therapist, you want to just work through your stuff. Okay?
Yeah, we don't build rehab.
We don't build rehab. We're not rehab specialists. Now, if we were in person, right? This is one of the benefits of a CrossFit gym. In person, if you go to your coach and there's 10 people in class and you say, hey, coach, I did something with my shoulder. How can I modify this workout to work through that? They can give you something on the spot to avoid that workout. They're not going to try to help you fix it. They can just say, look, to avoid that problem, do this instead. You still need to go to a physical therapist to help get it fixed and figure out why it happened in the first place.
That's the key. And this is my big gripe. This is what did I say to you? I actually messaged you about this. I was like, here we go again, because this happens again and again. Not submitting form check videos for me to take a look at how you're moving in the first place, which is my specialty, right? Our expertise as trainers, any personal trainer, group trainer, expertise is in, are you doing proper form, correcting your form, helping you correct compensations or imbalances side to side that could create an injury down the road, to make sure you're doing the movement mechanics properly. That's our expertise. You're not asking us for our expertise in what we are experts in. And then you're getting injured. And then you're asking us for our expertise in something that is outside of our scope of expertise.
Yeah.
So now you want a rehab program. Now you want what a physical therapist is
Good at.
educated and expert in doing. And we are not. And now you want our help with that when you didn't take our help where we can offer it in the first place.
So this is a really good example of you can pay now or you can pay later.
Boom.
If you do your form checks, if you check in and you say, here's how I'm moving in general, it's very likely that we could identify an issue before you get hurt and thereby prevent getting hurt. And then you won't have to worry about modifying later. And this discussion wouldn't even matter.
Yep. You go to if you're going to go to a neurologist for brain issues, and you're going to go, like, you need to start thinking about your physical therapist like you think of any other doctor, any other specialty. It is medical. Stop putting it on the back burner. And I would say,
That's an interesting,
along with,
say that again.
Physical therapy is medical, just like any other specialty. Neurology, endocrinology, gynecology. If you're going to go to any other doctor, any other specialist for any other issue, why are you not going to a physical therapist for physiological movement issues? It's the same thing.
Yeah, they are called a doctor of physical therapy. It's a DPT. They're not trainers.
This is the difference.
And I think that's it. That
Yes.
people think that physical therapists are just like trainers.
No, very different.
No.
Highly, highly recommend you have both.
Well, here's the thing. We should be considering ourselves as part of that medical discussion as well. Because fitness is an aspect of health, which is medical. So when we talk about,
But we're not considered medical.
but we're not considered industry-wise, we're not considered health professionals.
Coaches,
medical
trainers are not medical professionals.
Right.
Nutritionists are not. This is the difference between a nutritionist and a dietitian.
Yeah.
There's licensure that limits scope of practice for a reason.
We are health professionals. We are not medical professionals.
Share what you shared with me about
What did I share with
what a doctor, when we were talking about osteos, orthopedic surgeons versus.
Oh God! How did we get started on that? Why did we get started on that? And then we have one more because we're going long.
Yeah.
So I got one more that I do want to talk about.
But this is so telling. You were talking
You
about.
were telling me something
They
about.
can diagnose pain and how to correct pain or how to.
Right. I remember
treat
the conversation.
Pain versus,
I'm just trying to remember what the context was so everybody's on the same.
Oh, I was like, why don't doctors understand function?
That's it.
Function.
Right. So yeah, you were telling me about a story or something, and I was like, well, that's because they don't know.
And it blew my mind.
Like,
it was
like
the video
doctors,
we were watching.
Doctors don't know how your body works.
That was the statement where I was like, what? That doesn't make any sense. They should.
Okay. And here's what I mean by that. Because doctors are mostly mechanism focused, they are mostly component focused, they are specialized in many cases, but they are not taught function as applied to life application. They are taught function as applied to internal process.
This is why your orthopedic surgeon is going to tell you, stop doing anything. Stop doing all the activity you're doing. They're not going to teach you how to do the activity in a safe way.
And the example that I used to explain it to her is, if you go to an orthopedic surgeon, they could spend hours. They could completely take apart and rebuild your shoulder. They
diagnosing
know every single muscle connection, nerve ending, where the bones are supposed to fit.
Where's the pain coming from?
They know all of that stuff. They can figure out, they can go in there and knit it all together and do whatever they need to do. Okay? I've never met an orthopedic surgeon that can show you practical demonstrations or walk you through proper shoulder positioning when you're doing a movement.
That's why they refer out to a physical therapist.
Right? They don't understand applied function. There's a difference between internal function and applied function. Maybe that's a good way to explain it, right?
Yeah.
So internal function, I use the example of a car. If I go to my mechanic and I say, hey, something's wrong with my car, and he opens it up, plugs in all the cables, looks at the diagnostics, and says, this is what I think is wrong, and here's how I can fix it. That is the equivalent of a orthopedic surgeon looking at me. They've looked at internal markers, internal things. They understand the inner workings. I want a mechanic, right, who's going to take my keys from me, get in the car, drive it around, and come back and say, I think this might be the problem, and then can go in to the engine and look at it and figure things out because they have the applied function. They can feel it, they can see it, they can
and that's your
respond,
PT.
right? That's your physical therapist, right? So without both of those skill sets, then you're missing out.
So if you're leaving your orthopedic surgeon, and you're like, I don't want to spend the money and the time to do the physical therapy. I'll skip that part. That's the that's the most important. In fact, if you had started with the physical therapy, you probably wouldn't have needed the orthopedic surgeon.
If you had started with listening to your coach and sharing your movement videos so they could give you feedback, you might not have needed any of it.
Yes, and to your point about CrossFit, I would say the same thing. I always encourage with my clients, go see a personal trainer in person, at least for a couple of sessions.
Just to learn the movements.
Even if it's just the assessment, and then one session where they can look at how you move and make some adjustments. If you don't want to buy a whole package, because yes, that's going to cost you a lot more than an online coach, because they're spending hours with you.
It's more valuable.
Absolutely.
Okay, we have more, but we don't have enough time, so I'm going to end on one more.
Oh my gosh, yes, that's a beautiful one.
Okay, because it's all the rage.
That is the newest,
Right, and I want to leave it behind. Okay?
I'm with you on
AI
that. I don't know why I didn't think of that one.
Can never be your coach.
Woo!
Okay? And there's why. There's one reason why. And that is, no matter how accurate the information they give you, no matter how well they copy the personality or response patterns of a human coach that you may know, okay? No matter how many questions and contextual things that they query you on and get information for, an AI is not a person. It can never be invested in your success.
Woo! I love that.
Okay? We, as human beings, have an emotional connection to your progress. You will never get that with an AI.
We have
an AI will never
interest in you.
Care about you. If all you're looking for is information, have a blast. You can Google that, you can Chat GPT it, you can Gemini it, you can Claude it, you can whatever you want to do. Okay, but if you're looking for someone who actually cares about what's going on with you as a human being, that's what coaching is all about.
That's all it is. All AI is like the next level of Googling something.
That's right, yeah.
Right? It's like, you could, like I say all the time, you can Google and get free programs and macro calculators and all of that, but that's not what coaching is. This is another, you know what? You're right. I'm with you on my biggest gripe in coaching is when somebody calls what I do a program.
Yeah.
Your program, or I can't do the program anymore because I got an injury. What I do is coaching. It's not a program.
Yeah, it's not don't do it or do it. See, here's the thing. If you're in my coaching program,
I don't even call it a program. If
I'm coaching you,
yes, if you're doing coaching,
then I'm here regardless of where. That's the thing.
What you're doing or not doing.
My availability to help you has nothing to do with your current status. I'm here, whether you're feeling good, feeling bad, hurt, not hurt,
whether
sick,
you did
not
your
sick,
workouts this week or not,
whatever,
whether you ate your macros or not.
I'm here.
You're not
Right.
buying macros. You're not buying a training. A training program is a part of what I do, but it's not all of what I do.
Right. Right. Yeah, when you sign up for coaching, you are signing up for us to be
For
in
a
your
relationship.
space, a relationship, regardless of where you happen to be at any given time.
Yep. And that's the whole benefit.
That's the benefit. Absolutely. There was something else that popped in my head, but it's gone now.
The diet blaming is just like
Well,
what
we
we
talked
talked
about
about
that.
earlier. So
Yeah.
a lot of it did cross over. All right, fam. Did
Okay,
anybody ask any questions
Let's
today?
see. Let's see. Questions.
I didn't get any on Instagram.
Let's see. That's a GLP-1 question. We're not going to go there because we're not experts on that. At my CF gym, we are focused first and foremost on safety, then movement standards. Yep.
That's my client,
Late join
Stephanie.
visiting with my sister on phone. I'm leaving the negativity behind in 2026. Oh, I know it. Leaving something behind.
Okay.
One last thing, leaving behind. Let's leave behind hiring a coach and then getting our information somewhere else.
Yes.
Okay. If you're going to pay for one of us to help you in your journey, then
Ask us.
if you're going to voraciously consume internet content, we both have libraries of information that would take you months to get through. So if you're looking for help and you're looking for something, number
We can
one,
direct you.
ask.
Yes.
Number two, if you're going to randomly watch videos on the internet, watch ours. Especially if you're already paying us money to coach you. That's all I got to say on that. Okay. I don't really have
Comments?
any questions.
No questions.
Well, I mean, we do have a question. Pamela Dobby.
What did she say?
What's the difference between collagen-based GLP-1s and shots people take?
Oh, I can't answer
I can't answer that question. So it's a question, but it's the only question, I think. Does that mean she wins?
We might have to skip this week. I think we gave Pamela, didn't we give you a...
I think she might have gotten one already,
recently?
yeah.
And it's not really a question we can answer.
Right. Congratulations, Juliana, on starting her master's.
Ooh, exciting. I do remember her mentioning that. She started already?
Yep.
Congrats, love.
Yeah, I don't think we have a winner
All
this
right,
week.
fam, I think we're going to take this week off. So join us next week.
Join us next week, and we'll be talking the opposite. So this week we talked about what to leave behind. Next week we're going to talk about what to bring in or what to start in 2026.
Yes.
And what maybe
and
some
we'll
of
share
our goals are.
Yeah.
Are we going to know what our goals are by then?
I think so. We can.
I have no idea what I'm doing. I mean, I know what I'm doing.
We can figure. She said, yeah,
She
she
said I got
did get
one. Okay.
one. Awesome. Good. I want to make sure we made good on that.
Awesome. All right, guys.
All right, fam.
Have a good weekend.
Merry Christmas to
It's
you
time
all.
for check-in videos.